Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy JUDGEMO. Arsenal statement win, of course, yesterday. Everyone was talking about they were not the better team. I didn't think they were the better team, but at the end, you're playing Aston Villa away, so they had to win. Manchester City absolutely smashed Ipswich Town. A couple of controversial calls, but at the end, Erling Haaland with his 10th hat-trick for Manchester City. This is absolutely a crazy stat. In only 2 years and 2 weeks, Erling Haaland scored 10 hat-tricks already. It proves that the guy is ruthless. It proves that the guy is absolutely out of this world. Different types of goals, of course, by Erling Haaland, from the penalty to the shot from outside the box to dribbling the goalkeeper. And Kevin De Bruyne, again, Kevin De Bruyne, absolutely brilliant performance for Manchester City yesterday, Kevin De Bruyne, which is we're going to talk about the comparison between him and some of the Arsenal players, like Odegaard, and how do people want the Arsenal team to step up sometimes in tough moments, of course. And also Spurs are absolutely massive win yesterday, completely dominated yesterday in the game against Everton, absolutely brilliant. And Manchester United, again, Manchester United need better, lost yesterday, deservedly lost to Brighton. They were not the better team, as some people alluded to earlier. But also we're going to talk about the Nico Williams deal to Arsenal. Arsenal in the last week of the transfer window are turning their attention to Nico Williams. They get a winger that can score goals, that can help Odegaard, that can help Havertz, that can help 𝐒𝐤 𝐂𝐿. But big up everybody that is here. Hit that like button early. Make sure the like button is late if you're watching this on the replay, because I know a lot of you will watch this on the replay. Hit that like button before you go on and enjoy the video, and get involved in the comment. But I want to know first, before we go on and enjoy the show and talk to you, because this show is not going to be about me having only my opinion. I want to hear what you think. And if also you're watching this on the replay, hit me in the comments and let me know. I try to respond to every single comment with what I see. I try to read every single comment that people leave after the show. So leave a comment after the show. Let me know what you think about what I said. Challenge my opinion, of course, not the person, of course. But listen, before we go on, I want everyone in the chat to let me know, what time is it for you? What time is it for you? What time is it for you? Let's see. What time is it for you? How early is it for you? How early is it for you? How late is it for you in some areas of the world? If you're in America, it is very, very late. If you're in Australia, it is late afternoon. Of course, if you're in Europe, it's very early for some people. So let me know. It's 9:07, of course, in the morning. 9:07 from Mustafa Muqarrab. Of course, big up everybody that joined. Hit that like, let's get to 100 likes. And let me know what time is it for you. Of course, 10 a.m. in Sweden. Of course, from Lars. Of course, and 9 a.m. Martin here. Of course, 2 p.m. in Asia. Of course, 10 a.m. for Donzel here. Of course, 11 a.m. for Wolves. Of course, 11 hour. From in Dubai, it's 12 p.m. Of course, afternoon in Dubai. 3 a.m. in Jamaica. 11 a.m. in Kenya. Of course, 10 a.m. Of course, 9 in the morning, 10 in Cape Town in South Africa, 1 a.m. in California, 1 a.m. in the West Coast, 9 a.m. in Lisbon, in Portugal, of course, 9 a.m. in the UK. Absolutely, 9 a.m. Can't wait for the Liverpool game today against Brentford, for Liverpool to show us what they're capable of. 9 a.m. watching from Cornwall, of course, while on holiday. Absolutely. I don't know about this comment. I don't know what this comment means. Of course, 1 p.m. in India. Of course, in New Jersey, it's 4 a.m. in New Jersey. Of course, 10 in Botswana. In India, of course, the guy that calls me out all the time, 1 p.m. Of course, 10 a.m. in South Africa. Bermuda, it is 5 a.m. Of course, in the Caribbean. Good day, Baba Beard. What time is it for you, my friend? 9 in London. Of course, new subscribers, absolutely fantastic. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, my friend. It is 9 here in the UK. Ahwa is today later at 8:30 UK time, of course. 4 a.m. in Orlando, people are awake. 4 p.m. in Bali, big up. 2 p.m. in India. 10 a.m. in Brussels, of course. 6 a.m. in hell. I love it. 6 a.m. 2 p.m. of course in Bangladesh. Big up the people from Asia, from Bangladesh, from the east of this world. Of course, big up everyone that is here. Big up everyone that is here. Absolutely brilliant community. Why up so early? To do the content. Why up so early? To do the content. To talk to you. I had to talk to you before the game start at 2 p.m. UK time. I had to talk to you. Hit the like button, people. Let's get to 100 likes. Guys, hit that like button. Let's get to 100 likes. Of course, it's early. We're early. And I want to talk, first of all, I want to talk about the Arsenal game yesterday. But actually, before we start with Arsenal, I wanted to touch a couple of things about, before we go to Nico Williams and Arsenal and all this stuff. I wanted to touch on the Manchester City versus Ipswich game and what happened in it. Because a lot of people didn't watch the game. A lot of people actually were watching something else. This game, even though Manchester City fell behind, it's all about the quality, to be honest. It's all about the quality of the players. It's all about how Manchester City perform. It's all about Kevin De Bruyne and the clutch moment. When I was watching the game, I was watching both games, this game and Spurs, and all I can tell you is that there are difference makers in this world. There are difference makers in this game. Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland sometimes are part of that. Yes, Manchester City won a penalty that I think it was a 50-50, but it was given at the end. Erling Haaland clutched to give the goal. Manchester City defense, a high line that was beaten by Ipswich Town, which is, again, it's a repeat of what happened some games last season. But Manchester City have the firepower, of course, with Bernardo Silva, with Savinho, with Doku, with Haaland, with Kevin De Bruyne, to absolutely bounce back. one of the things that I wanted to speak about, which is, I'm gonna say it again. Kevin De Bruyne, guys, I swear to God, if you're watching this guy sometimes, in the goal that Haaland scored and he assisted him, sometimes you feel that Kevin De Bruyne is just some player that can bring something out of nothing, moves all over the pitch, on the left, on the right. He is someone that you can rely on to absolutely come up with a clutch moment, especially, by the way, against these smaller teams, against at least 16 out of the 19 teams they play. And that is Kevin De Bruyne for you. Kevin De Bruyne can get you out of trouble. The majority of the time can get you out of trouble, Kevin De Bruyne. And it's, people are not gonna like what I'm about to say. This is sometimes when I see Martin Odegaard, I want Martin Odegaard to be like this. I want Martin Odegaard to be this guy. He comes up with the clutch moment. But Kevin De Bruyne, sometimes I feel when I'm watching him is that the game is his. The game is his. Tactically, by the way, the game is his. The way he moves between the lines, the way the guy picks up the ball, I want Martin Odegaard to reach that level. I know that people are going to say, yeah, but they're completely different players. I want Martin Odegaard to be that guy. But that makes sense. To be sometimes not a player that is higher than everyone else, but just levels above the rest of the team, levels above the opposition. This is what I want from Odegaard. This is what you want from the Bruno Fernandes. This is what you want from the players that you rely on to literally sometimes take the ball and say, I am creating something now. It's not about the moments, though. It is about him deciding to absolutely get something out of nothing at that current moment. Scored a goal yesterday, had a brilliant assist for Erling Haaland, if I'm not mistaken, with the ball that he played over the top, if I'm not mistaken. But Kevin De Bruyne yesterday showed me that if this guy is fit, it is going to be very, very tough to beat Manchester City. They are levels above the majority of the teams, apart from the team like Arsenal, maybe Liverpool, but they are levels above the other teams. And all here, and I want your guys, I want your comments. This show is not going to only be me here talking. I want your comments now. If Odegaard does that, you're talking about him being the best player in the world. I'm talking about him equal to Kevin De Bruyne. I'm talking about him equal to Vinicius Jr. I'm talking about him being the likes of Vinicius. If Odegaard can raise his level to not only sometimes, which is something I am seeing from Odegaard at the current moment, which is, I'm going to come to Odegaard, Olu. If I'm seeing Odegaard now dictating the pace of the game sometimes, and people actually have not realized this lately, that Odegaard kind of took a step back a little bit from being very close to the 18 and being only a number 10, if you want to say that, to someone who dictates the game and get involved in all the phases of the play. The build-up play, he gets involved. In the final third, he gets involved. But I want Odegaard to take the next level. The reason why that, because the talent is undeniable for the left foot of Odegaard. He has a lot of talent. Right? I know he can come up with these moments. But I'm going to ask you a question. And I want all the Arsenal fans to respond, and even the rivals fans. Is it about Odegaard or is it about his teammates? Because the Dokus, the Savinhos, the Erling Haalands, they are always on the move, creating spaces. Is it about Arsenal being a little bit slower in the build-up? Is it about Arsenal not having enough players making runs behind, penetrating the opposition? Is it about Bukayo Saka waiting on the line to face his opposition? Is it about Kai Havertz dropping? Do we think if Odegaard have a striker of the ilk of Haaland or the ilk of Isak or even Osimhen will be able to create that? Does he, if he has a player that will run behind, if he has a couple of players that run behind the defense, will Odegaard pick these passes, pick these clutch moments to spray passes for the oppositions, right? That is what I'm asking. That is what I'm asking. And Ashraf here, thank you, Ashraf, for the comment. Odegaard's performance depends on the play style. If Arteta decides to make things defensively, then he'll disappear. It's not only about that. What I'm asking you guys is that if Odegaard gets a player or gets a couple of players, right, that make runs behind, penetrate, as I said again, or occupy the spaces between the defenders, do we think Odegaard will do this? I am telling you from now, from what I've seen from Odegaard, that Odegaard is 100% capable of picking these paths. But I'm going to talk about Odegaard in a bit. I'm talking about Odegaard because I think Odegaard is the key to Arsenal's success as well. And I'm going to talk about that. Odegaard is the key to Arsenal's success. That's what I want to talk about, right? But let's go back to Manchester City. Watching Manchester City yesterday, and people will hate what I'm about to say. Manchester City have the capability to beat every single team. Every single team. I know that they were only playing Ipswich, but the firepower they have, the Haaland, the 𝐔𝐬𝐞 𝐂𝐨𝐝, and wait, Foden is still coming back. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. This team is going to be very tough. Of course, Gundogan is coming to the picture again with Manchester. Imagine this team, and I'm putting the team in front of you of the screen. Just imagine this team. Instead of Nico Williams having Gundogan, and instead of Mateo Kovacic, you are having Rodri. How good is this team? I think this team is arguably the best team, one of the best lineups in the world, in my opinion. But Manchester City yesterday, the way Erling Haaland moves between the lines, the way Erling Haaland have the touches between the lines, I think that Manchester City are going to be very, very tough to get beat in this season. Arsenal need to continue in this trajectory of getting the wins. The win that happened yesterday is a statement win for Arsenal. But listen, Erling Haaland at the end, I'm not going to keep it long for Manchester City. Erling Haaland yesterday, absolutely clutch. Erling Haaland yesterday is a monster yesterday. The goal he scored from outside the 18 highlights his ability to actually evolve as well and go and try to score goals from different angles and different types of goals yesterday. Tactically speaking, that inverted Nico Williams and Mateo Kovacic driving with the ball, Bernardo Silva leaning a little bit to Savio. Tactically, Pep Guardiola again early is cracking the code. Again. In early, he didn't wait later. With Nico Williams, with Mateo Kovacic, he is cracking the code. As Vicky says here, 260 people here. Let's get to 200 likes. Show the support, guys. We are trying to get content as much as we can. So hit that like button, people. And I want to move on. Before we're gonna come to Arsenal, I'm gonna be a little bit positive and critical at the same time about Arsenal. The Spurs team, and I'm gonna just touch on him quickly because we spoke about them yesterday. Youngman Son yesterday was absolutely amazing because he had spaces. Bissouma was fantastic yesterday. Bissouma was absolutely great yesterday. That is something that people fail to see, that the talent is there. The problem with Bissouma is consistency. He isn't a consistent footballer. Bissouma. James Maddison was in and out of the game yesterday. Of course, had an assist with that corner to Romero. Romero and Van de Ven, they were great. Destiny Udogie was not good. I thought Brandon Johnson turned into a donkey yesterday for some reason. And Odebert looked good. I don't know why he has this rating on. But Spurs, the problem with Spurs again is that, can you keep it up the whole season? Are you going to fall off? If injury scare yesterday for Mickey Van de Ven and everybody put their hands on the heart, everyone put their hand on the head. Because if Mickey Van de Ven injured, your whole plan goes bust. In my opinion, Dragutin cannot do what Mickey Van de Ven does, and it goes bust. I hope that Spurs can keep it up. I like Ange Postecoglou. I like Youngman Son. I'm a fan of Bissouma, but we need consistency, and that is the thing. Brennan Johnson, I said it last season when they signed him. When I watched him at Nottingham Forest, the guy is run, and just garbage, to be honest. Sometimes, which is something I haven't seen before from football players. Sometimes Brennan Johnson just takes the ball and run to the byline and just the ball goes to a goal kick. How can a professional football player does this is beyond me, in my opinion, Brennan Johnson. But Spurs yesterday, I actually think that they were amazing, absolutely out of this world. The way they scored the goals were absolutely fantastic. The run from Mickey van der Ven, the dribble from Kovacic. If you haven't watched Bissouma's goal, if you haven't watched Son goal, it was absolutely amazing. Going to the Arsenal and Aston Villa game, here are the positives yesterday. Here are the positives from yesterday before everyone accuses me. And I want to hear some of the comments. Of course, it's very hard for me to highlight some of the comments. Even Tottenham shines against Everton. Everton are getting relegated this season. Shambolic. I just want Sean Dyche to get relegated. Just to respond to this comment, Lars, I want Sean Dyche to get relegated. I just want him to get relegated. I don't like Sean Dyche. I don't like the way he plays football. But again, it is what it is. Everton always escape. The positives yesterday is that David Raya, everyone criticized David Raya yesterday, last season, for not being a good shot stopper. Oh, David Raya was bought only for his ball playing ability. That is not true. That is not true. Now you see how good David Raya is. Last game, phenomenal save. This game, absolutely. And I'm going to say this, and people are going to hate what I'm saying. What David Raya did yesterday is equivalent to what Saka did in the first game. When your goalkeeper come clutch like this and keeps you in the game and makes saves, he is literally earning you 3 points. Mikel Arteta was 100% correct in the decision to go and get David Raya from Brentford a year ago. You cannot just tell me that when your goalkeeper saves these chances in the first game and in the second game, he isn't clutch. This guy literally, and I'm saying it here, this guy contributed yesterday to 50% of Arsenal's 3 points. This guy yesterday, David Raya, deserves an 8 or an 8.5 or 9 of rating. The reason why, if Arsenal fell behind to Aston Villa, I don't believe they were going to come back. David Raya yesterday, two saves, one of them from the Ollie Watkins. It's absolutely a highlight save that I think, in my opinion, will stay for years in the reels, like unbelievable saves. To hit the bar, fall on the ground, and get up and save from Ollie Watkins, no matter what Ollie Watkins does, David Raya yesterday literally gave Arsenal the 3 points. I think he's the #1 contributor to the 3 points yesterday. This save that he did yesterday is equivalent to the Buffon saves and the Peter Schmeichel saves and all the stuff. And people hate to say it, that Mikel Arteta was right. And I said it again yesterday. David Raya yesterday again, and in the first game, is a superior ball distributor than Ramsdale. So he improved his shot stopping. That is one thing that Arsenal fans need to say. Mikel Arteta got it spot on. Because I think David Raya can be a top goalkeeper for Arsenal. Can be absolutely a top goalkeeper for Arsenal. He's improving. I don't know how old David Raya is. Can someone tell me in the chat? I actually completely forgot how old David Raya is. I actually need to see here. David Raya. I actually don't know how old he is, David Raya, yesterday. At this time. He's 28 years old. He still have 5 years to play at the top level. So David Raya yesterday, the first positives. Thank you guys for telling me he's 28. David Raya yesterday is someone that you could just look around and say, we are safe. at the back. By the way, everyone makes mistake. Look at Ederson making a mistake 2 games in a row. Alisson makes mistakes, but David Raya, in my opinion, when David Raya yesterday was amazing. On the positive side, I actually think yesterday, William Saliba, I'm going player by player. William Saliba yesterday, again, a Rolls Royce of a defender, William Saliba yesterday. And I'm just going to say this, individually, he's Rolls Royce. We kept saying last season, it's a partnership with Gabriel. It's a partnership with Gabriel. He shines next to Gabriel. And I'm telling you, Gabriel was okay yesterday. And William Saliba was the individual. And I'm going to repeat this. There is a lot of talk about, are you individually a top defender like a Van Dijk? Or it's about the partnership and it's about your partner. I believe William Saliba can reach the levels where individually he can have a magnificent performance. The way he covers ground. Again, I'm going to repeat this again for people that don't hear it and don't want to hear it. I'm repeating this again. William Saliba yesterday reads the game well. People look at William Saliba and see the recovering runs and see him recovering and doing the tackle and stuff. William Saliba does something that Virgil van Dijk do, but Virgil van Dijk does this on a higher level. William Saliba reads the game well. What I mean by that, he knows where the ball is coming. So he's early in the position to prevent the opposition from even getting to the ball. That is something that people don't realize. And I'm going to give, I said that last season for the new subscribers and the new people, I'm going to repeat this again. Sometimes if you played football, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes the positioning of a defender prevents the opposition's midfield from playing the ball in that lane or that channel. Let me repeat that again. And I'm going to get a board and explain it to you guys. William Saliba sees the pass that the opposition's midfielder or defender will play. And he moves to that position. He moves to that area and he prevents the midfielders. You won't catch that on the stats. That wouldn't be caught on the stats. You won't see it. You won't see this on the stats. Virgil van Dijk does this. You might not see an interception or a tackle, but if you watch the game, you know that William Saliba prevented that pass from happening. Virgil van Dijk does this 5, 6, 7 times in the game, and it won't be caught on the stats. Does that make sense to you? I hope that you guys understand what I'm saying here, because that is an attribute that FootMob will not catch, SofaScore will not catch, Data MP will not catch. You won't see this on the stats because it doesn't get put as an interception or a tackle. There are defenders in the world that they are very rare to find that read the game before. By the way, Thiago Silva was that guy. They read the game. So William Saliba, and it's absolutely scary for rivals. I'm telling you, for rivals, it is absolutely scary. The reason why, because this guy is improving. Maybe I'm overpraising him, right? But again, William Saliba is someone that Arsenal need to invest heavily in terms of contract, tie him down. This guy deserves a pay rise. 100%. 100%. I'm not here sitting here lying to you because this guy has another gear, another level to go to. It's ridiculous. It's absolute. Rio Ferdinand was good, was great in this, but Rio Ferdinand had experience and everything. But I'm talking about a different type of defenders. A different type of defenders. John Terry used to be aggressive and all the stuff, Carvalho. But I promise you, the reason why, and people don't understand this, when I say Virgil van Dijk is the best individual defender I have seen in the Premier League, is because of that particular attribute. People really don't understand this particular attribute prevents you from defending. This particular attribute prevents your team from being in the defensive situation from the beginning. The ball even is not played to the channel. You don't have to run. You don't have to run and cover the spaces. I hope that you understand what I mean. The third positive in this game is Bukayo Saka. I'm going to say it again. Bukayo Saka, I think he is absolutely evolving in his game. Clutch, assist for the second goal. And for Trossard, he's the one who came to the byline and absolutely played the ball. Bukayo Saka, in my opinion, is carrying Arsenal's front line. And people need to see this. When Palmer was carrying Chelsea last season, I know it's only 2 games, but last season, Bukayo Saka put in the performances, put in the numbers. Bukayo Saka yesterday was so positive in the game that I have to sit here and praise him. I have to sit here and praise him. He's someone that I believe has another level to go to. Do you know what the problem is? Is that oppositions know that they have to absolutely mark Bukayo Saka. Imagine if Bukayo Saka has another winger or a striker that will be marked by 2 players. Imagine if Bukayo Saka has a Haaland playing up top. Imagine if Bukayo Saka has a Isak ahead of him. Imagine if Bukayo Saka has another winger like a Nico Williams, like even a Doku. I think Bukayo Saka needs help to even unlock a next level. Needs another guy up top or another winger. He needs the Martinelli of 2 seasons ago. He needs the Martinelli who used to scare oppositions 2 years ago. He needs that. He needs this. And it's not happening. It is not happening. Martin Odegaard can do so much. Kai Havertz can do so much. And we're going to come to the Kai Havertz yesterday. But Arsenal yesterday, just to wrap up the actual positives, a statement win from Arsenal yesterday. What I mean by statement, even though the performances left a little bit of things to be desired, left a little bit of more to be desired from Arsenal, especially defensively with some mistakes, and in the midfield is going to come to. But again, this is, yesterday, is the opposite of Arsenal last season. When Arsenal had this game last season, Arsenal lost. Arsenal lost. They won yesterday. Arsenal won yesterday. So that is something that we need to praise them for. It was very, very similar to some games we watched yesterday. Against Aston Villa, Arsenal kind of dominate position and they still lost. Couple of chances and Arsenal lost. You have to understand. Forum is gonna here saying Isak and Odegaard have a great chemistry from Sociedad days. I'll go all in for him next season. Forum is gonna. I am literally talking about this particular season. I am talking about this season. I am talking about this season, not last season. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you something that you might not. Arsenal are in for Nico Williams. That is reported by every single news outlet. But Arsenal know that it's going to be very, very tough for Arsenal to get Nico Williams. Right? It is going to be very, very hard for Arsenal to get Nico Williams. But when we saw Spain in the Euros with Nico Williams on the left and Lamine Yamal on the right, it's actually realistic. For Miss Gunner, why it's not real? If Arsenal fork the money and go all in for Nico Williams, why not get him? Why are you ruling out that you get Nico Williams? I am not here to say I'm in the know. But I'm telling you that if you fork the money, right, Athletic Bilbao might sell. If you go to the guy and offer him money, why not? I'm giving an example about this. And listen, I don't know what is going to happen. I actually have no idea what is going to happen. I don't know. But listen, before we go on, 350 people here were on 150 likes. I need to get this show to 300 likes. The reason why I want to get this show to 300 likes, because we want to push it to people after it ends. When you like the video, the people that the show goes to new people, goes to their pages, goes to new pages. We need to get new subscribers. We need to go to you. So hit that like button underneath your live chat. It is easy. It doesn't cost you a penny. But going on for Nico Williams, and I want to say this. Imagine if Saka was on a wing and Nico Williams is in another wing, and even if you have a forward like Kai Havertz, which is similar to Morata for Spain, for example, you don't have to have an amazing striker because your force is divided by two outlets on the right and the left, right? There is a way to get a winger, and I'm just giving Nico Williams as an example just because Arsenal are absolutely linked to him. Arsenal can go in and try to get a Nico Williams, or they can try to get even a striker to maybe elevate the pressure of Saka. But for me, I'm looking at this again, and I actually thought about it again yesterday. If I am to improve one of Kai Havertz or Martinelli, I would think I would rather improve. If I'm an Arsenal fan or I'm an Arsenal board, I would rather improve the left winger. The reason why is that we know and we have seen Kai Havertz give Arsenal some really, really good games, right? So we don't know that maybe Kai Havertz will give you like 25, 30 good games. So I think that's good enough. If you have another winger on the left that elevate the pressure of Bukayo Saka, I actually think that that winger will actually unlock another level for Bukayo Saka. Odegaard will actually have to now come pass to the left. There is Mikel Moreno as well to pass to Nico Williams. The Spanish link-up might happen. But again, if Arsenal go in and get Nico Williams, and I'm going to ask you guys, it's a hypothetical question again. A hypothetical question. Would you rather have Saka, Nico Williams, or Savinho and Doku? Just think about it and let me know in the chat. Would you rather have Savinho and Doku or Nico Williams and Bukayo Saka? And that's why I'm fucking screaming for Arsenal to fork the money and get Nico Williams. And get Nico Williams. Fork out the money. Get the money from the bank and go get freaking Nico Williams. This is crazy. How some Arsenal we don't want to break the wage structure. We don't want to break the wage structure. He gets paid too much. Who cares about getting paid too much? About getting paid too much. And I'm going to say something. If some people say Nico Williams is overrated or Nico Williams is not good enough, I think Nico Williams is very good for Arsenal if he goes to Arsenal. Also, there are other people in the I don't know who. I'm not a scout. Go get a winger in the league. Because Martinelli, you can wait and wait and wait and wait, right? And wait. And then, wallah, you guys are deluded if you say Nico Williams is not that great. Ashraf, you are deluded. Wallah, you are deluded, Ashraf. If you say Nico Williams is not that great. Are you crazy? Nico Williams comes to the Premier League and I think he tears it apart. I absolutely think he tears it apart. I absolutely think he tears it apart. For me, I think if Nico Williams come to Arsenal, I think Saka is going to go to a different level. Odegaard goes to a different level. I think Havertz even gets better. I think Havertz feeds off both wingers. It's crazy. It's crazy. Can I ask you guys something? Would you rather have Nico Williams or Gordon? One name only in the chat. 350 people, one name only in the chat. Nico Williams or Anthony Gordon? Just one name. Gordon Williams. Gordon Williams. Honestly, just say what you think. Say what you think. Let me know. Gordon. Oh my God. Gordon. Everyone is saying Anthony Gordon. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Let me know who would you rather have. Gordon. Everyone is saying Gordon. Some people are saying Williams, Nico, Gordon. I like this. I like this game. Williams, Nico. I think it's close, but I think both will add a lot to Arsenal. But the price is completely a factor here, because I think Williams is cheaper than Anthony Gordon. There you go. Look at this. Nico Williams is the same player as Martinelli. So where did you get this from? Where did you get this from? Nico Gordon is clear. People rate Gordon over Nico Williams. Martinelli was on a fraud watch. We spoke about this. Nico Williams is overhyped because of the Euros. I watched him last season. He isn't that good. I'm going to respond to you, Ahmed. And I'm going to tell you one thing. And that is Arteta taking Nico Williams to a different level. That is Arteta taking Nico Williams to a new level. That is the thing. Yeah, the thing about it is that, but that is the coach's job. You are getting a talented guy that we have seen he can give the output, right? So Arteta should take him to the next level, even better than what he actually is. Amen. It is not about, oh my God, he is raw. Even Anthony Gordon sometimes is raw a little bit. They aren't the finished articles. Nico Williams is very young. He's 21 years old. But I think he comes to Arsenal. I think he cooks. What are you talking about? Why do people say that? Yeah, but Arteta. So you are, see, this is the type of comment that I'm gonna call out, right? He took Odegaard to the next level. I think he elevated Declan Rice. He improved Gabriel massively. He improved Ben White massively. He improved Saliba massively. He improved Odegaard massively. He improved Saka massively. And he improved Kai Havertz. So why you're only taking the one negative guy that, by the way, he had a magnificent season, and he took Xhaka to the next level. But yeah, let's look at the one guy that I can say the same about Pep then. He couldn't unlock Calvin Phillips, right? Luis Diaz was great one season and then he fell off. I can say that over and over again. He took Jack Grealish backwards. He was great at Aston Villa. But we can look at the positives. Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, Bernardo, Rodri, Akanji, Haaland. See, you're literally wanting to pick on the guy that fell off. And you're like, yeah, but he didn't take Martinelli to the next level. What about the 6 other guys? What about the other guys? It's sometimes people really piss me off with these comments. You piss me off with this comment because I'm not sure who you support, my friend, with all due respect, but you're really not seeing the full picture and you're only picking on one example and you're like, yeah, he wouldn't take him to the next level. It's crazy sometimes. Tommy here is saying, Mo, why do you think Martinelli have underperformed last season, Mo? Just a question. I never said this before and I'm going to say it again. And let me, before I respond to this comment, I'm going to highlight it. You don't think, 𝐔𝐬𝐞, that Ruben Diaz, after winning Player of the Season, has a little bit regressed? Who was your best defender last season? Wasn't it Akanji? Wasn't Ake the season before? Why do you lie? Why do you lie? Why do you lie? Ruben Diaz at some point was one of the best defenders in the league. Why do you lie? Why do you lie? When I know that Manchester City fans, some of them and the majority of them say that Akanji was one of our best defenders and Ake. Why do you lie? Why? Why do you lie? With all due respect, again, you lie. Because I spoke negative about Ruben Diaz, you lied. You didn't like it. You didn't like it. When I spoke about Ruben Diaz, you didn't like it. But the reality is the reality. To answer this comment from Tommy, why do you think Martinelli have underperformed last season more? Just a question. I'm going to tell you one thing. There are two reasons for this. He doesn't have support. And also, this is a new thing that I don't think you have heard it anywhere. Right? I think Martinelli hasn't evolved from 2 seasons ago. This is your answer that I don't think anyone's spoken about. Martinelli hasn't evolved. If you become a top player, which he was 2 seasons ago, when he had like 21 GA, he had like a 15 goals and 7 assists or something like this. Last season, Martinelli hasn't evolved. He played by the same trick, one trick pony. He did the same thing over and over again. And people figure you out. And Martinelli is not like amazing in that trick. Does that make sense? He hasn't evolved. The left side didn't help him. So he had to take it upon himself. But he hasn't evolved. What I mean is that you need to change your game a little bit. Because you are playing, right, for Arsenal. That everyone is doing the anti-Arsenal in the tactics. So people, coaches, study you and tell the defenders how to defend you. So you need to evolve. You need to change a little bit of how you do the tricks. Right? I think Martinelli was fantastic 2 years ago. But I think he needs to evolve. What I mean by evolve, change a little bit of how you approach the opposition. How you take on your man. How to position yourself. I don't think he evolved. That is a big deal in football. Harvey here is a good comment. It's about playing smart. Playing smart means evolving a little bit. Evolving. 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago. Last season, he wasn't great. So I'm talking about 2 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago. I think last season he wasn't good, so that's called 2 seasons ago, my friend. It's crazy. It is literally called 2 seasons ago. But you get my point. You're dwelling on something that is not important. You need to evolve in the way you play. So that's why I think as someone like Nico Williams can come to Arsenal and absolutely Arsenal go to the next level. Absolutely get the next level. And also there is one more thing that I watched yesterday. Martinelli yesterday many times received the ball close to the halfway line. Big up my guy. Big up my guy. Martinelli received the ball too many times, and I'm gonna go back to the Arsenal thing. I'm gonna go back to the Arsenal thing again. The Arsenal thing yesterday. I'm gonna actually see the heat map of Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli yesterday received the ball so many times close to the halfway line instead of very, very close to the goal. And that prevented him from actually reaching the byline. I think Martinelli needs to be closer to the goal. And because of the inverting of Timber and the way Declan Rice plays next to Partey, Martinelli had this left side for himself. No overlapping. No overlapping. It is an instruction, so that's performance. So that's part of it. That's part of it. Martinelli needs to be closer to the goal. Granit Xhaka used to push him high because Granit Xhaka used to occupy that area on the left. And he receives the ball early on that left side. Martinelli needs to receive the ball higher on the pitch. Higher on the pitch. I see a lot of long balls from Raya to Martinelli or from Thomas Partey to Martinelli where he receives the ball early. he needs to receive the ball a little bit late on the pitch. But that's, for me, that is the thing. A statement win for Arsenal. Absolutely phenomenal win for Arsenal at the end. Some negatives to pick on if you want to be picky, but overall performance, Arsenal were clutch. So that is the thing. You're spot on, which is what I'm talking about. You need the left 8 to be supportive of Martinelli so he can be closer to the goal. But listen, statement win for Arsenal. Great win. It's a one of 3 very, very tough games Arsenal are going to play this season away from home in the first 3 games, because you're playing Spurs, then Man City away. If Arsenal, I'm telling you, if Arsenal go past these 3 games, maybe get 4 points on the next 2 games, I think Arsenal in a fantastic and an amazing place, in my opinion. So it is something that I think Arsenal will go to the Spurs game. I think you play Spurs in North London Derby. I think you play in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and I think you play Man City after. This is going to be a very, very tough outings in the both games, and I think Arsenal, maybe they need to be up to the task. Maybe need to be up. But listen, the last part I wanted to speak about, for some of the Manchester United fans, we're not going away. Let's get to 300 likes, guys. Come on, hit that like button. Why you are scamming me on this show? We can get this show to 300 likes. Big up everybody that joined us. Like the video. Let's get to 300 likes. Hit the like button underneath the live chat. Hit the like button. But listen, Manchester United. Mustafa. Wallahi, Mustafa, Habibi. Mustafa. I think you need a new coach. I think you need a new coach. I think you need a new coach. I think you need a coach to actually position the players in the right place. But not only that, to motivate players, to get the best out of all the players. The system yesterday worked a couple of times, right? In the press. But again, after this, Mustafa, after this, and I hope that people see this. Man United fans, you guys need to understand this. That yes, you pressed a couple of times, and it worked. But more times than not, Brighton were able to get out of the press. How you don't see this? And I'm going to tell you something. And we're going to look at it together, okay? This guy was horrendous yesterday. Minta, not this guy. This guy was horrendous on the ball yesterday, right? But he touched the ball 50 times. 50 times. 50. You're right. The right winger, Brighton, touched the ball 50 times. That means Brighton were able to get out of the press and give the ball to him. He's a donkey. Diogo Dalot was magnificent against him. He's a donkey. This guy Minta. He was absolutely a donkey yesterday. Right? But the fact that the ball already went to him, Mustafa, went to him, that means all this analysis that all Man United fans spoke about yesterday and said, we pressed very well with Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes. Yes, it works a couple of times. And then 10 times, Brighton were able to get out of the press and get the ball to the winger isolated in 50 yards. 50 yards with Diogo Dalot. You know what I hate about football? When people don't see both aspects. Yes, your press was good in some moments. But the problem is you have a player that doesn't press. And Pep Guardiola said it many times. He said that the press only works where 11 players are positioned right. You have Marcus Rashford The guy is so freaking lazy. It is unbelievable. Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, Amad Diallo, Casemiro, Meno pressing, and Marcus Rashford is pressing wrong. He presses lazy. He presses to look in front of the camera that he's pressing. How did Veltman get out of the press 10, 20 times? 10, 20 times. I hope, Mustafa, that you see me. I hope that you see what I'm talking about, Mustafa. I hope that you see what I'm talking about. And by the way, it's on the coach. If you have a player that thinks that he's a luxury player like Marcus Rashford, don't press. Don't press. Don't press, يا أخي. But Manchester United yesterday, of course, I'm just going to say that the goal they scored was very unlucky to get. Of course, to hit 𝐒𝐬𝐶 was very, very unlucky. They had a couple of good moments, of course, couple of good moments. But again, the overall play for Man United is not great. And people are treating Man United as this is the first season for Erik ten Hag. It is not the first season. It is not. It's his third season. Guys, in this lineup, 9 players out. 10, sorry, apologies. Guys, if you realize that 10 players out of the players that started yesterday, and I said it on MHF yesterday, were coached under Ten Hag for a year or more, and couple of Man United fans come after the game and tell me that it's new, it's a new thing. That's a joke. That's a joke. JJ here with a question. Appreciate you guys. A question to you. Don't you think Rashford was not coached properly to understand the pressing? My take is most English players were rubbish at pressing and on and off the ball. I think Marcus Rashford was misused, and I think actually it got into his head. It got into his head. He thinks he's a superstar, my friend. He thinks he's a superstar. The guy plays like he thinks he's a superstar. You are wrong, by the way, because I absolutely praised him in the first game. So you're wrong. Erik ten Hag has a problem on his hand with Marcus Rashford. He thinks Marcus Rashford maybe will get him moments. Guys, Marcus Rashford, 2 games now in a row, 0 shots. Zilch, 0 shots. Not Trossard, 0 shots. 1-0. Actually, 2 zeros. 2 zeros. Marcus Rashford. How are you playing as a winger? 2 games and you have 0 shots. How is that even possible? How is that even possible? It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make. What do you offer on the pitch? It doesn't offer anything. He doesn't offer anything, Marcus Rashford, on the pitch. Nothing. Nothing on the pitch. And they need to move on now. It's too much waiting for this guy. For this guy. They need to sell Marcus Rashford. I would take Martinelli. I would take Martinelli. I would take Martinelli. But listen, this is it for me. 235 likes. Hit that like button before you go. Get us to 300 likes. Let's wrap up the like. Looks like thumbs up underneath the live chat. I'm gonna end it here. Let's. If anyone is live, is anyone live so we can redirect to them? I don't know who's live. No one is live. I don't think anyone is live. I don't think anyone is live. I don't think anyone is live. Who's live? Who's going live? He definitely played like a donkey yesterday. 100% he played like a donkey yesterday. Who's going live now? Nobody. Maybe I'll redirect to HUSAM. Maybe. Maybe I'll redirect to HUSAM. Is he even gonna go live? Did he even set up his stream? Yeah, he did. He did set up the stream. That's too far anyway. But I can redirect to him. But listen, people. I want to say that I will see you guys. Oh, actually, I can redirect to the football terrace. We can redirect to the football terrace. Yes. We'll see you guys soon. Hit that like button before you go, guys. And I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys tonight on 𝐒𝐤𝐿. And yes, Nilot Pal, you can ask a question. Go ahead, ask, because I'm going to go away. Come on, ask the question, Nilot Pal, quickly. Okay, there's no question. Harsh, he played all right, was quiet, but then a few players played again. We won. Yeah. But listen, I'm going to go, guys. I'm going to see you guys soon. Hit that like button before you go. We're almost at 300 likes. Absolutely fantastic. Nilot Pali, what are you ready? I'm going to see you guys soon. I'm out of here, people. Thank you so much. To see you guys. See you guys soon.